Hello everyone, my name is Emily Chiles and I have an art gallery called the Woodlands Art Gallery Studios in the Woodlands, Texas. And my gallery is also my studio. So what you're going to see will be an explanation of my exhibit called Anatomy of Landscape Paintings. I'll just start with this one. This is up in Saratoga Springs, New York, where I went to college. And this is in Yaddo. It's a wonderful park. This is in Ghost Ranch. And here we're in New Hampshire, where I was huddled in the back of a SUV painting because it was so windy. And this is in Sedona. And this is in New Hampshire, where this was the veranda of the hotel where we were staying. So now I'll show you the first studio work I did from those plein airs. So here's the bigger picture of Yaddo in upstate New York. So I added more oranges because I love orange. And this is Sedona. So the question was, how distinct are these sedimentary lines? So I really struggled with that a lot, as well as the colors here, because when I look back at my reference photo, it was very green, and somebody had said, "Oh, but that's the desert. It doesn't have that." But so if you look at this site, it doesn't look like this. This is the one from New Hampshire where I was huddled in my car. Now this is the 30 by 40 inch image of New Hampshire. Now I will say this doesn't look anything like what I saw, because I was on the veranda of a lovely old hotel that was next door to a house that had a fence and it had lots of fall colors. So imagine this is kind of one side of the image and this is another. And so I created the inside, like I just cut the image out and imagined if you went down the hill and there's water and there's other trees and there's a little tractor and and so I had a lot of fun just going, oh, I love these colors together. Oh, well, and when you think about in the fall, well, you've got some dead trees or you've got a branch that's fallen. And so, again, this is what artists do. They don't copy what they see. They say, well, let's just add some more stuff. Or just because something is there doesn't mean you have to paint it. So this one I'm really pretty proud of because I had to really stretch myself, is the overused term, but these things were not there. There was not a field there. This was not there at all. Like I said, it was just a lovely scene looking out, and if you just turned your head a little bit, you'd see the neighbors. So that's one thing that's fun about this. These others, I've just simply expanded the view. And so again, this is the one from my car view in New Hampshire. There was just so many splashes of color. And what's so challenging about going bigger and bigger and bigger is that your images have to get so much bigger. You have to use so much more paint. You have to just keep working on it and going, it's just too small, it's too small. And so that again was part of the challenge and the fun of continuing to work on these things. And of course you have to step back because you want to pretend that you're showing other people what it looks like when you're 6 to 8 feet or 20 feet away from the image, and is it carrying? So anyway, so that was fun to do because I had to do really big expressive colors of trees, like I was looking down at the whole image. And what's kind of fun about it, it's very it's almost surreal, and you've got these shapes, and so that's fun too. Now, again, this is Sedona, but you'll see it's a little different from the other ones that I painted. There's no big tree here. The idea is showing the expanse of this outcrop of sedimentary rock and granite. By having the tree remain, it kind of stops the eye and you don't have that impact of this big piece of rock. So anyway, so I thought that would be, you know, again, artistic license, just because I could pretend that I was painting in front of the tree. And it's just that that tree happened to be in my line of vision, and in the photograph, actually, you know, because I was plein airing, so I was actually there and the tree was right there. But anyway, and then I also love the green and the purple and the shadows, and so again, I didn't see this purple, but I love the purple. And to honor that tree, I put a little tree here. And I just love the shadows that are the purple against this rock and stuff. So anyway, and the sky, the sky in Sedona is so grand. So Saratoga Springs, Yaddo Park. Again, this was actually, I think, the first one I started in the series of the big paintings, 30 by 40, and where I had to just keep putting on more paint, and these are oils. So anyway, so I think you can see the expressive brush strokes. It's not quite like my abstracts where I, you know, I have these big things because I've got a little, you know, smaller brushes, but just trying to make sure that the composition holds. You've got the striking white clouds, and you know, this is kind of complementary, and then you've got the cross. You know, they say for a composition to be good, you need to have verticals and you need to have horizontals and diagonals. And so I think you can see I've got all those elements in this piece. And last but not least is the image from Ghost Ranch. Now, I was at a plein air convention, and that means like 600 to 800 painters come to one place, and we're all painting from different angles the same general stuff. So now I wasn't right up there, I was way back, but with the beauty of cropping for your phone, you can crop that image. Now remember, I was there and I did paint the image, but in this case I wanted it to be in your face, this massive piece of rock. And just imagine how the stones have weathered and fallen and crumbled, and you know, it's almost like in the Indian myths of claws on the rocks. So, and then if you look a little closer, you look at the whole image and it's like, oh, that looks like maybe a backbone of something, and this is a critter and whatever. You know, people can interpret it however they wish. But I wanted the desert to be luminous, and I love this lavender that's, you know, this is kind of reflecting into the desert, and it's into the shadows. And so because when you look at the desert when it's really hot, you know, it shimmers, and that's the moisture that's in the air and the heat from the surface makes it shimmer. So anyway, so that was a real challenge, because the colors, I had the hardest time with the colors, because in my memory the colors are so strong, and looking at the reference photo is not that strong, so I had to keep kind of toning it down so it didn't look like a cartoon, even though the shape is very cartoonish. So anyway, I hope that was successful for you, and I want to thank you for joining me, and again, thank Amy for putting together this video for you.